Just 2 more trainers to go in the battle company, and then we can wrap this up. Something that I want to point out while I'm fighting them. In my personal opinion, this game honestly should have been on the 3DS. It came out in Japan just a few months before the 3DS was launched, and yeah, I know what they were trying to do with that. They were trying to appeal to the very massive user base of the DS, but at the same time, if it was released at the 3DS, well, not only would we have had a much better game, much more graphically impressive too, just imagine how awesome this would have looked on 3DS. Damn! This is why I'm really looking forward to Generation 6 to see what they can do with the 3DS. But, yeah, you know all the troubles the 3DS had at launch? If they had a main series Pokemon game at launch or close to it, we wouldn't even be talking about that today. 3DSs would have been selling like hotcakes, and it would have been an absolute non-issue. Unfortunately, they didn't decide to do that, and while it did benefit Game Freak by virtue of having much higher sales, it harmed Nintendo tremendously, which is sort of odd considering Game Freak is, oh, it's time for Giga Drain, so I'm going to get rid of Mega Drain, which I wasn't using much anyway. But yeah, even though Game Freak is a subsidiary of Nintendo, I'm sort of surprised to know that it is in full control of its own agenda, and that Nintendo can't put pressure on them to say, hey, just wait a few months, we're going to launch the 3DS, then make the game for the 3DS, and then it's going to sell like hotcakes. So I'm sort of surprised that they let Game Freak get away with that. Especially since starting a generation on a system means that you're committing to that system until the end of the generation. So this is why we're very likely to have a 3-year cycle this generation, because the DS has already been phased out in favor of the 3DS. And Black and White 2 are sort of a swan song, if you will. Anyway, only one guy left in the battle company, and as I said before, as I so kindly spoiled in the last video, this guy runs the battle company, the guy who looks like a janitor. So, yeah, let's roll! Now, this guy I don't really consider a bona fide boss fight, because, oh, great, I'm gonna have a Petilil out against a Trubbish. Not a very good match. I'm gonna switch out to a Drillbur, who's probably gonna get poisoned by a poison attack. Speaking of poison, something that I totally failed to mention the first time I got poisoned back in Pinwheel Forest is that something new in this generation is that you no longer lose HP outside of battle when you're poisoned, which is... well, I wonder how they took so long to think of that, because, oh, wow, toxic spikes? I'm really not used to seeing the AI use entry hazards. I wonder who's the next Pokemon, because if it's something that Petilil can do, I'm going to, I'm going to send Petilil anyway, because as I said, I'm going to go back to heal after this fight, but the point is that I'm not going to be losing HP anymore after being poisoned. So yeah, as I was saying, I wonder how they took this long to think of that, because it was just sort of annoying, and it was sort of discrimination towards low-leveled Pokemon. If you were poisoned in, say, Viridian Forest and your Pokemon had like 25 max HP, you were pretty much screwed unless you used an antidote, and I guess they really don't want to force you to use an item. But still, it's really convenient, and I have nothing to say but good things about this change. I think it was in Generation 4, though, that they implemented something where the poison would go away at when you reached 1 HP outside of battle, and I just got an experience share, which is going to allow me to level up low-leveled Pokemon much easier. So, we are now done with the battle company, so as I said before, I'm going to head back to the Pokemon Center to heal myself, and after that, well, we are finally done with the main street of Castelia City. So, yeah, it took almost half an hour, thanks to all those trainers, But there are many other streets to check out. By the way, just a random fact, the map of Castelia City sort of looks like the unknown that mimics the letter U. If you take a look at the map at the entrance of the city and the unknown, they actually look surprisingly similar, so I don't know if it's a direct influence, or probably not, it's just a coincidence, but I still thought that was worth mentioning. Anyway, when you go into those streets, you see random people passing by, saying a bunch of words that make no sense. And this is the mandatory Game Freak building. There's always a Game Freak building in every game, it seems. And something that's interesting that's going on this floor of the building is that this boy here that's just to the left of us is actually a Zorua in disguise. If you bring the Celebi from the movie 13 event here, it's going to transform a Zorua and you can catch it. This is one of only 2 ways that you can obtain Zorua in this game. Well, 3 if you include the trading from Black and White 2, but otherwise there are 2 ways to obtain Zorua. The other one involves getting the Zoro from another sub-event and breeding it. So let's head up to the floor where all the Game Freak employees lurk. So let's get started by talking to this one over there. This is the game director, Junichi Masuda. So yeah, as usual, he's going to be the one who's going to give you the diploma should you succeed in filling the Pokédex, and that's about it. What I'm working on is the end of the game. Beware of spoilers, yes, because the ending to this game is very, very unconventional compared to the other games, even Black and White 2. And the graphic designer, blah, 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 nothing too interesting. Over there, we have this guy here, Morimoto. He's another real-life Game Freak employee, and you get to battle him as a super boss during the post-game. He's got a team in the high 70s, so be prepared if you want to battle him. He's the planner. The leftovers item is important. I failed to see the relationship, but yes, the leftovers item is indeed important. A lot of wonderful mechanisms to change the game's music. I already showed you some of them. So that was about all that there was to see, other than the diploma when completing the Pokédex and fighting Morimoto after the end of the game. There's really not much to do, so let's go over to this building instead. See what it's got. They don't even seem to say what it is. Okay, it's difficult to watch TV from here. Don't complain if you watch TV. You might be fired for slacking off at work, and you don't want that to happen. But seriously, what does this building even do? I don't remember in the slightest, which is probably why it's not even identified as anything. Oh! This is where you want to go if you want to massage your Pokemon. This is going to increase their happiness by a bit. I'm just showing you a massage of Petilil, even though, you know, I'm not going to be using any happiness evolutions in this Let's Play. So it was just for demonstration's sake. Let's see, let's go to the 11th floor. I wonder if they came up with these numbers at complete random, like, you know, 47th, 55th, 11th, stuff like that. Check places you're curious about. Yeah, of course, if there's anything that looks suspicious, you want to inspect it. Talk to a person you are curious about. It may be a wonderful encounter, and you might get an item if you talk to the right person. Okay. Oh, I think this guy is going to give me the Rest TM, because he's talking about rest, and, yeah. I'm gonna get the Rest TM, which is going to restore all your HP at the expense of being asleep for 3 turns. And, yeah, there's a berry to wake it up instantly. This is a very popular strategy on stuff that uses rest that has no other way of recovery, such as, say, for example, Snorlax, or stuff like that. And by the way, a popular strategy in Generation 2 that I believe I even mentioned in my Crystal LP was that what you could do, you could have rest and sleep talk, and while using sleep talk, if you used rest, instead of not working at all like in later generations, you would use rest again, completely replenishing your HP, and you could keep spamming Sleep Talk this way and often get pretty good results. So yeah, just a little bit of advice for those of you who still play Generation 2 for some reason. And okay, this guy had nothing to offer. This guy here, he's a dancer. There are 3 dancers scattered throughout Castelia City, and once you talk to all 3 of them, they're all going to be reunited, and you're going to get a reward for reuniting them. I don't remember what the reward is, though I will definitely find out either in the next video or whenever all 3 are gathered here, so please don't bother telling me in the comments. Sort of sad that I have to say this every single time so that I don't have 35,000 comments telling me the exact same thing. But, oh well. As you can see, the dancers use the elemental monkeys, and this is the point where you're starting to get sick of them, because we already fought some elemental monkeys back in the kindergarten. We also fought some from the Pokemon Rangers in Pinwheel Forest. So, yeah, this is where the lack of variety caused by having only 150 Pokemon in the Unova Dex is really, really starting to show. So, yes, let's go. Let's accept this side quest. As I said, I don't remember what it does, though I'm surely going to find out again once we're done doing that. So, Castelia City, Central Plaza, ahead, Route 4. Well, there's another street between there and Route 4, and there you have those vending machines that sell those super cheap healing items. So from this point onwards, do not, I repeat, do not buy potions and super potions. These things are a much better deal. Now right here, there's a stall that sells an item called the Castelia Cone. This is basically functionally identical to a full heal, but it's a lot more rare. As you can see, there's a huge waiting line, and this line will be there every day but Tuesday. So you can only buy Castelia Cones on Tuesdays, except during winter, because during winter, the stall is closed because no one's going to want ice cream during the winter, obviously. Try again on a different day, as I just said. You can only get one on Tuesday. So, Studio Castelia, I don't think there's anything worth noting here except for a few paintings, a few statues of what appear to be Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem. I could be totally wrong about that, though. Will you show me what kind of Pokemon you have? Oh, no, I don't have a Dragon-type Pokemon, unfortunately. I think this guy gives you the basic status healing berries, like Chesto Berry, Cherry Berry, Petra Berry, stuff like that. No Lumberry, though, of course. Okay, ideals and truth, so this is definitely an exposition that has to do with the legends of Unova, as well as Reshiram and Zekrom. So yeah, as I was just saying just now, if you want to see Berg's paintings, go to the Pokemon Gym. Yeah, there are a few more paintings in the Pokemon Gym, which are made by the gym leader, obviously. A Lighting, Black Dragon, and Black Lightning Bolt. So yeah, all of them have to do with Reshiram and Zekrom in some way, but they are completely useless other than to take up cartridge space. Is there anything left on this street? I guess not, so I suppose we can move on to the next one, which, as I remember, is sort of a deserted back alley. Yes, so... Whoa! Sorry about that. I actually jumped when I saw that pop up on the screen, and you know that little riff sound that it made as well. I actually sort of jumped. Anyway, for my trouble, I got the Flash TM, which is used to lower an opposing Pokemon's accuracy as well as light-dark places. There are a few caves in this game that require Flash, such as the bottom floor of Wellspring Cave, Mistralton Cave, which we're going to get to later, stuff like that. And, I guess we caught up with John Lennon again. But yeah, this is yet another cafe, and I find it sort of odd that the cafe in the metropolis is more deserted than the cafe in the backwater town of Nakreen. But, yeah, what... Oh, I got a free lemonade! Awesome! Well, I might use this if I need it. So that's going to be it for today. Next time we're going to keep exploring Castelia City. Man, this place is so big!